Welcome back to ANZ Stadium here in Brisbane. Game 2 of the Harvey Norman State of Origin series is about to get underway. A shot of the Queensland dressing room. Just the final instructions from Coach Wayne Bennett. It's a solemn room. Let's have a look at the card for Queensland.
Darren Lockyer fullback, Takiri and Hodges on the wings. Chris Walker and Chris McKenna in the centres. The 5'8" is Sean Berrigan. Alan Langer, the champion. He's the halfback. Darren Smith, the lock forward. Tallis and Carlaw in the back row. Shane Webke, Chris Beattie comes into the team. Here they're the props. PJ Marsh, the hooker. The interchange of Norton, Price, Flannery and G, coached by Wayne Bennett.
New South Wales rooms, and they're leaving. They're about to make their way into ANZ. 50,000 people out there waiting for them, and a very big Queensland reception will be waiting for the Blues. No doubt about that, but they would have been made ready for it. Or do you ever get ready enough for it? 8 of these young men debuted at the stadium in Sydney, but as Phil Gould said today, this is their real debut. Now listen to them. Welcome New South Wales to ANZ Stadium. One time they've been here. They suffered a humiliating loss in Game 3 of last year. Beautiful one day and thrash the next. Gordon, the name on everybody's lips. He's been at the centre, hasn't he? Along with Bill Harrigan. Many newspaper pages, television and radio stories centred around Gordon and Bill. Wayne Bennett following his team out. A battle to survive over the next 100 minutes. A battle to keep the 2002 Origin series alive. New South Wales can win it and win their 10th series and draw level. They can draw level in games 1 after 23 years. If New South Wales wins, everything will be dead level. Bring up that New South Wales card for you again as the boys just huddle in the middle.
It lines up this way. Fullback Hodgson on the wings, Tahu and Moody. Lyon and Timmins the centre pairing, and Nastra at 5'8". Johns the halfback and captain. Ricketson locks the scrum behind Simpson and Nathan Hindmarsh. The front row of Bailey, Badiris, O'Mealy. Off the bench, Fletcher, Menzies, Vella and Hill, coached by Phil Gould.
Talking of Phil Gould, he's out to coach his 4th series winning side, his 5th series winning side, but then again so is Wayne Bennett. Incredible the amount of things making up the equation that are equal. Bennett and Gould have both won 4 series. The winner of this, of course, if it's Gould, he'll go to number 5. Standing by for the national anthem, ANZ Stadium. Magnificent atmosphere. Wonderful promotion thus far. The home of the Commonwealth Games in 1982. Hosting State of Origin 2 this year. Telecast going to some of our overseas viewers, the UK, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea. Welcome to our telecast. 6 new faces in the Queensland side. Compared to Game 1, that is a record number of changes. Darren Smith in the run-on side at lock. As we take you to Grant Miller for his rendition of the national anthem of Australia.
rich and rare. History's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us advance Australia fair.
Grant Miller with the national anthem. He breaks Mal Meninga's record tonight. Alfie Langer. Now the weather, and we say good evening to our sideline eye, Andrew Voss.
Well, it's quite mild actually, Ray. Plenty of rain in Brisbane so far this week, but only showers today. Actually took a walk across the ground a short time ago. It's not waterlogged at all, Ray, but it is quite slippery. A real test of ball control for both teams tonight, and I expect the grubber kick to the in-goal could be an even more potent weapon than normal.
There's going to be a 10-second countdown for Bill Harrigan to blow time on for the 17th Origin that he's been in charge of.
This is some sort of crowd, isn't it?
It's a great
It's
atmosphere.
a beauty tonight.
If this doesn't get you excited, nothing will. Yes, Alfie breaks Mal Meninga's most number of Origin games tonight. He goes to 33. Queensland have won 9 of the 16 matches played under Bill Harrigan. So that doesn't seem to fit the script, does it? Queensland are going to run from right to left. And all attention now, apart from the players, of course, is focused towards the big screen because the crowd has been drilled and drilled again that they are to do this countdown into kickoff. And here it goes. Bill Harrigan blows time. We are underway again. New South Wales with Bailey first to reply. O'Mealy tackle up around the shoulders from Beattie. And now the 12 for New South Wales is Nathan Hindmarsh on play number 3. This is Simpson. Queensland meeting him before the ad line and thumping him. And again it's O'Mealy. 35 metres out from their own line on the 5th tackle. So there was nothing wrong with Queensland's enthusiasm. The opening set. It's back down there on the 20-metre line with Justin Hodges. One of 4 rookies or one of 4 debutants in the Queensland side.
And straight away we see that that is the wing that New South Wales will kick to the rookie. They did it last week, 2 weeks ago with Clint Shavovsky. They'll stay away from Takiri's side.
It's Dane Carlaw met head on by Danny Badiris. Simpson coming in to help in the tackle. Now it's gone to Langer to Smith. They've got the numbers. Just as well that tackle was made on Chris Walker over there. It was a most important tackle. Now Lockyer off the left foot. And here is young Hodgson bringing it back just inside the 20-metre line. Had a wonderful introduction to Origin football a fortnight ago. But this is entirely different. Not for Tamana Tahu, it's not different. He's over the halfway. Tackle 42 metres out from the Queensland line. Johns from dummy half now. Something went wrong there. He looked for runners on his right and had to go back to the middle to pick up Danny Badiris. Now it's O'Mealy. Just inside the 30-metre line, centre of the ground. Wonderful break by Tamana Tahu. Now Johns is knocked on. Has not played in a winning side at ANZ Stadium. But then again, 7 of his teammates haven't played in a winning side at ANZ either. That was the break from Tamana.
Yeah, this is a fantastic run by Tahu. Beat both Webke and Beattie, and the first set of 6 for Queensland in defence had been outstanding. They were looking to do that again in the second set, but Tahu just brushed them aside and got them in great field position. But Johns, an uncharacteristic mistake.
As you pointed out, Ray, it was a very good attacking raid to the right-hand side by Queensland earlier. It was a timely tackle by Jason Moody, forced to come in off his wing. They go that way again with Lockyer from the scrum ring.
Hogan already warning the Queensland trainer about his presence out there. As Beattie succumbs to the tackle just inside the 40-metre line. One of the Sharks captains this year. Now Webke. Paul got it right, I'm sure, when he suggested Webke. He had an off night in Sydney, as did this man. They're both going to have to lift if Queensland are to win this battle for survival. Away from Marsh onto Langer, Langer to Beattie. And Beattie tackled just outside the 30-metre line. Blues end of the park. As Langer puts this kick in Sydney, he was like a magnet, Hodgson. Lockyer following through, then became entangled with a Nasta. Tahu is tackled this time. That line is the 10-metre line. So the chase on the kick was good, and the defence at the moment from Queensland is excellent. Just bar that blemish when they let Tahu through. Moody.
And that really is a key element to the game tonight. The fifth tackle options taken by Queensland. Langer nearly got the ball into the in-goal area to force a line drop out, but it was still a good result through field position.
Mark O'Mealy thought about passing and then took it to ground under the two-man Queensland tackle. As Johns kicks it way down the ground towards the 10-metre line. Mistake made back there by Justin Hodges. No thought of a knock-on. And he will play it inside the 30-metre line. Langer a dummy half using Takiri. The man that a loophole was found for him to be involved in the game. Webke. Beattie. High involvement for Beattie. Right on the halfway side. The Harvey Norman side. A chip and a look for a regather from Langer. Well anticipated though.
Yeah, Nathan Hindmarsh did a great job as Chris Close, a former Queensland Origin great, looks on. He's helped out with the side for many years now.
Here is Bailey. And Langer in that front line of defence, and of course they're aiming a lot of their attack at Langer as they did in Sydney. Here's O'Mealy one more time, and again he takes a look. Looking to pass. Hindmarsh had gone. Now it's with Johns. Inside ball for Simpson. And Hodgson was looming up on the inside. I wasn't necessarily getting excited about Simpson, but I thought he might have popped it to Hodgson. The kick from Johns, the bounce. New South Wales will score. Can they get it down? No. Yes, they can. There's somebody down there doubting it. Bill Harrigan's one of them.
Well, he's checking the onside and the grounding. The ball did come loose. We couldn't see it from here as to whether he's grounded it or not. But a magnificent kick from Andrew Johns, right in the middle of Lockyer and Hodges. It bounced. They couldn't get to it on the full. And when that happens, it's always danger.
I think it's Sean Timmins who might be claiming the try. Paul is Andrew Johns facing one way, kicking the other. Hard to pick out who the man is that may be offside there. I think everyone was okay, but that's Timmins who takes the football. It's a valiant effort there.
Well, he's banged it down. He's banged it down. I reckon it's a try, but I've got a question on the offside. I reckon he might be a smidgen offside.
Oh, it's very difficult.
You see the man, he's second in from the left on the far side, and look where Joey Johns is. Look where that second man in on the far left. He could just be in front. But he does well to bang this ball down. I'm pretty sure there it is there.
Yes, no doubt he gets the ball down. But
I think he's in front of the kicker.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll freeze it there if we can. And let's just have a look. The player we think of is that man. Well, if it is that man.
No. I think it's the next one on.
Go one wide.
It was one more.
Yes, right. He drops out. I'm sorry. It was the second man in.
Having said that, Peter, there's still a doubt on Timmins whether he was in front of the kicker.
I reckon no try and a penalty to Queensland.
Well, there's absolutely no doubt that he's got the football down. The question is as to whether the chaser, that man on screen, Sean Timmins, who I said earlier has kept a remarkable comeback from injury, missed so many months. And after quite a small number of first-grade games, back in the big time, and you're exactly right, Fatty, no try, it's a penalty, Maroons.
Yeah, my word, there wasn't much in it. And what a kick from Johns, just finding the right space.
I'm not surprised at the decision. I thought in relation to Johns, he was probably a metre in front of the kicker. Halfway line then. Ball allowed to bounce. It can do some terrible things to you, can't it? Here's Langer now crossing the 40-metre line, using Lockyer. That is McKenna.
Well, Tahu just lined him up, came in with a great shot as Gordon Tallis inside the 30. Still 2 tackles left.
So PJ Marsh to the right goes to Berrigan. Now from Smith, it's gone out even wider to Chris Walker. In the run on side tonight, Chris, did he play the ball? There's Berrigan getting slammed by the defence as he puts a kick in.
There was great pressure there from Jason Moody, the far winger, who came at Sean Berrigan, got him in the action of kicking the football.
It was Chris Walker's attempt at playing the football.
It's in the grand final of the worst ever.
It was hardly even an attempt.
But they got away with it.
25 metres out from their own line, the Blues. They've been down there with a great chance. But as you saw, no try and a penalty to Queensland. Here they go again. So they really have looked the more dangerous, haven't they, as the clock tells us 7.5 minutes are gone in Origin 2. As Johns sends it again, equally between fullback and winger. Here's Hodges, one of 4 of the Sydney Roosters players out there tonight. Marsh, again a sloppy play the ball. This is Takiri.
Well, I think it's been a very even start after the opening 8 minutes. Certainly a better one for Queensland than we saw 2 weeks ago, and they are the team that are going wide. A few second-man runners outside the likes of Langer, looking very dangerous when they go that way, especially with Lockyer getting involved.
Carlaw, peppered by the comments allegedly made by Greg Dowling. Here's Lockyer's kick coming off the New South Wales legs, not played at. And the New South Wales players were all onside. Johns away for Timmins now. In the side, in front of Matthew Gidley. Mark O'Mealy, just beyond the 30-metre line. We'll play it back to Badeiros, the number 9, and off then to his captain, Johns. Here's Braithen-Astor, taken down in a good tackle, snuffing out the player and the ball. Chris McKenna it was. Johns to the line. Oh, gee, catch and pass, and then Tamana Tahu. Can't take it. Over the sideline, talking of that, Andrew.
Well, I can tell you from the sideline, from a Queensland point of view, the intensity level is up a good 30%, maybe 20 or 30% on Origin number 1. They are right in this game at the moment. It would have been terribly deflating if they had have considered the try to Sean Timmins. I think they got it right, the offside call, as we watched the ball go over the sideline again for New South Wales.
After losing that football, Tamana Tahu walked back into position, saying to Jamie Lyon, my fault, my fault.
So the Queenslanders, with Lottie Takiri, taking it 25 metres out from his own line. Playing it back for Berrigan, a dummy half, and then Webke shouldering his way up the park. Good run by the front rower. Now Darren Smith with a short side play. Back for PJ Marsh, who will come into his own at the back end of the halves. That's when he will become extremely dangerous. Here's Langer lurking on the 40-metre line. Tallis losing the ball. Carlaw will recover, and a scramble pack about 35, 36 metres away from the New South Wales line.
Alan Langer trying to put Gordon Tallis through a hole. Look at this man, Webke. He's had a big game in the opening 15 minutes tonight. He and Chris Beattie have been outstanding, getting them going forward. And on the other side, very impressed with Mark O'Mealy. He's gone very well as well. Gordon, that was just a great tackle there by Steve Simpson. Forced the ball loose.
The Blues then spinning it quickly to the outside men, the outside 3/4. JB Lyons, his centre partner, is tackled. He appeals for a penalty, Lyons. Played by Timmins. O'Mealy takes the pass from the dummy half right on the ad line. And he did well. He's made a gain of something like 8 metres. They're up to the 40-metre line. Queensland's end now. This is Bailey, one of the real stars of Origin 1. Johns drifting across and dummies to an inside runner, Ricketson. 30-metre line. Queensland's end. Coming away from the eastern side. A juggle by Anasta. He puts it very high, and this time to Keary. To the joy of the crowd, comes down with it. Chris McKenna now. Tackle on his 20-metre line. Beattie, his Sharks teammate. 9 Brisbane players involved. And high numbers from Newcastle and Parramatta and the Roosters. 30-metre line for PJ Marsh, the second Warrior ever to play at Origin level. Tallis unloads and Hindmarsh has got the ball. Gordon really put some pressure on Marsh. He put some pressure on himself. And now he's paid the penalty. At the moment, that penalty is possession only. It might be translated into points. This is Bailey. There's the possession ratio as they go to the left of the ground for Anasta to enter a contest over there with Langer. He's lost the ball. Darren Smith will play it for Queensland. And they lose the ball. It's a knock-on, says Harrigan, so the Wizard Blues will get the feed and the loose head.
Yeah, both Anasta loses the ball in this tackle. I'm not sure if he tried to offload it or it just came loose. He was actually knocked out by Darren Smith in making that tackle. Then it's a knock-on-a-thon here. One by Hodges, another one by Joey Johns or Hindmarsh.
Jamie Lyon forced to backpedal to clean up and recover. The game being played in front of a crowd bordering on 50,000. The capacity here has been lowered over the years. Bit of a disagreement between Tahu and Tuqiri. Buderus, then Johns. Darren Smith put pressure on Johns. It's gone away to Timmins now. And Chris Walker makes that tackle on the right side of Queensland's defence. Ricketson, who was in doubt even up until this morning. Johns again, looks inside, decides to kick to the outside. The jump is on and it's won by the Blues. Then they put it down, trying to keep it alive. It was Tahu.
Yeah, they're defending very well tonight, Queensland. It's one thing Wayne Bennett will be very happy about is their defence right up the middle. The defensive forwards are not drifting too far wide of the marker area. As we see that kick taken by Tahu, throws away. And they're still trying up there. Buderus, Johns, Hodgson are still trying to get up that middle, but there's no gaps.
Well, this is going to be a New South Wales fleet. It's been deemed that Tuqiri has played at the football. So a huge call.
So the Blues come up with the feed. And they send it towards the centre to a wide forward, Simpson. Now Bailey. Bailey's a metre from the line. Buderus. Hindmarsh. Desperate stage of the game for the Queenslanders. Anasta turns it back for Hodgson. Beautifully read by McKenna. Anasta again. Now for Johns. Johns puts a kick in. That might be a try for Bailey. Harrigan's allowed play to go.
Leave the ball there.
He will mark the spot and come back and view whether or not the New South Wales number 8 has got a hand on it.
And they're again looking at the onside for Luke Bailey. Johns threading the needle. Chase was good out wide. Okay, let's have a look. He kicks now. So he frees it there. That is Luke Bailey. This is where they're kicking into as play continues. Does he get downward pressure? I don't think so from that shot. We'll get a better view.
It looks like he might have had an air swing from that view.
Just a tiny touch there and knock on. So another let off for Queensland. Would have been Luke Bailey's first ever try. Hasn't scored one in first grade or in Origin, but he's missed out. But gee, he's playing well.
Tell you who else is playing well. Have you ever seen Chris McKenna defend like he is tonight? He's been absolutely rock solid at crucial times.
So that comes as no surprise. No try. 20-metre restart. So they fired a couple of bullets at them. And twice Queensland have lived to tell the story. Price is on for Queensland.
And with Price on, have a look at more pressure on the kicking game. He is the best charge down exponent in the competition.
Play by Webke. Tallis goes over the 40-metre line. There's the offload. 6 more tackles, says Bill Harrigan. He's ruled that Mark O'Mealy played at the ball. Here is Dane Carlaw again. No score after 16 minutes. Origin 2, Tallis. New South Wales have had 2 tremendous opportunities. Both times they've been denied. Now Darren Smith! Cut down by a magnificent tackle from Nathan Hindmarsh. Langer for Tallis this time, and Tallis gets it back for Langer. Langer then to Webke. Webke finds an opening, which is closed by the Blues. Now it's with Langer. He's getting into the area where he likes it. Down on the 20-metre line to Keary. Fires a pass back. 33 metres out now. Now they're 38 away. Walker puts in a kick. 5th tackle gone for Queensland. 22 metres out from the Blues line. Langer to the line. The kick. A kicks again. He's onside, this player. And he will rule Queensland. I thought was 6 more. It's gone into touch. Well, they've had a golden opportunity.
Bombed a try. Could have scored a try out of nothing there. Great play by Alan Langer. He's always at his most dangerous in this area of the field. A typical Langer kick. Then gets his boot to the ball again. Comes off Hodgson's head, and it's play on from there. And there's plenty of space out wide. Carlaw does well. He's not held. Gets up and passes it. And then it's picked up. Gordon Tallis eventually gets it. This pass goes to hand. It's a try over the shoulder. Oh.
The bench went up, and then they went down with dismay.
And New South Wales win that scrum, but the final indignity as well was the fact that it would have been 6 again for the Maroons if the ball hadn't gone over the sideline. Hodgson definitely played at the football when Langer kicked through.
That's an interesting point you raised there. That's what I was doing. I was watching out of one eye the referee. He hadn't restarted the tackle count. So Queensland weren't aware of that being possibly the case. I can't work out why he didn't restart it immediately. In other words, let the Maroons know that they had 6 tackles. Johns. The kick down to Keary, who tries to take it on the feet. I think we all came here expecting a much closer contest in Sydney. And we're getting every ounce of that. New South Wales with 2 chances, Queensland with another. O'Mealy back to the bench. Darren Smith with Berrigan now.
Michael Vella on in 17 for the Blues.
PJ Marsh just getting rid of it in the nick of time. Here's Tallis, met by Anasta and Simpson, and they are on the Queensland 40-metre line. No score. Lockyer putting Stephen Price to the defence line. Canterbury skipper plays the ball, and Langer drops it onto the right foot and finds the line. He made that comeback here in Game 3 last year. It was a fairy tale for him, and at the moment it's treating him kindly again.
There's a great battle happening out on the right-hand side of the field. Gordon Tallis, every time he takes it up, he's got Steve Simpson in front of him. Gordon Tallis, 5 hit-ups and Simpson 5 tackles. I reckon they've all been on each other. Second row is doing their best. Andrew G prepares to come on around the 20-minute mark.
Telecast live and exclusive on the 9 network. And as I said, being beamed overseas to a number of countries. And we hope that you're enjoying the telecast wherever you might be watching it. As Andrew Johns comes away from the 20-metre line. I know a couple of our golfers are watching it in New York tonight. Here is Michael Vella. Now it's Bailey running at Darren Smith. He's been solid, Darren. Although he didn't have anything to prove, did he? Darren Smith, he's been one of the real veterans and one of the solid players. Oh, and Masters lost it again. And now here's Chris Walker with this blistering turn of speed. 45 metres away from the Blues line for Langer to give it on for McKenna, who, as Peter Sterling said, his defence has been great. Walker's in a bit of trouble. Now it's Langer going to the right to pick up Price, and Price crosses the 30-metre line. 3 Blues involved in the tackle. Eventually stopping Price. Marsh wide for Berrigan. Berrigan short ball. And the Maroons are on the New South Wales 20-metre line. It was Carlaw. Back and across from Lockyer for Langer. Langer for Price. Price for McKenna. McKenna now gets it round the corner to Keary. Lottie to Keary scores the first try of Origin 2. What a pass from McKenna. We're talking about his defensive attributes. What about the round the corner ball?
Doesn't get much better, does it? And that's how they received the football. Braithen Astor, he's had a couple of handling errors against his name tonight. And Queensland hit back. They eventually come back to the left-hand side. Alan Langer keeping the ball alive. And then Steve Price on to McKenna. As we freeze it there, you can see he's gone in and away, and he's trying to attract this man to come in, which eventually he does. That'll leave to Keary unmarked on the outside. But it's a great skill to do that. Beautiful round the ball, round the body pass. And Keary one-on-one, unstoppable from that distance.
Yeah, some great work here by Steve Price. He was the man who, when Anasta lost the football, was on the deck, just flicked it up to continue the play, and 2 tackles later, he's in position. It was a draw and pass situation with Andrew Johns coming up quickly on him. That's a great move. That's as good as it gets by Chris McKenna. And then the one-armed round the corner ball, and to Keary with this much amount of space, well, he was always going to beat Brett Hodgson. It was a great move as well by Takiri. This is a great Origin battle. One of the best opening 20 minutes I've seen.
Well, for young Brett Hodgson, it's been all pluses, and this is not really a minus, because one-on-one with Takiri, you're going to get beaten 90% of the time.
No, really, in the final wash-up, Tamana Tahu had to show that little bit more confidence in Jamie Lyon. Although it looked as though McKenna had Lyon's cover, he really had to stay with his man and believe that Lyon could pick up his opposite.
Lottie is going to attempt conversion of his own try. 10 in, 20 out. Oh, it's a shocker. It is a horror kick as we go to a break. It is 4-0, the Queenslanders. I hope you're enjoying the telecast through Sky Sports in the UK and in New Zealand, up in PNG. Stay behind. And there's golfers in New York. Gowie, hope you're enjoying it. As the Blues start again, Takiri very much featuring in the spotlight. 24 minutes of the game gone. 22 minutes in, we got the first points. A try for Lottie Takiri, magnificent try. Beautiful work, Chris McKenna. If you were picking man of the match, I guess he'd have to get nearly all of the awards if you stop the clock now. Andrew G was very close to being in front of the passer. Here is Tallis now, and they're 40 metres out from their own line, the Maroons. Marsh hasn't run yet. put him down for a run, as I said, at the back half of the halves. I don't think he'll let me down. Here's Hodgson. Weaving, running at Chris Walker, beating Chris Walker, and again Darren Smith has to clean up. Well, while we're heaping praise for defensive efforts from McKenna, put the Canterbury veteran down as well. He has been just so solid, like a block of granite out there tonight, Darren Smith. Here's a Nasta. He's just been a bit insecure with the possession factor. Braith. Jamie Lyon now for Brian Fletcher, who's on in jumper 15. No Ben Kennedy tonight for New South Wales, of course. And here's Nathan Hindmarsh taking it inside the 30-metre line. Tackle 5 is there as they go from Badiris to Johns, and Johns is harassed there by Stephen Price. Up they go in the contest. Langer was in front of the man going for the bomb.
You took the man out.
And he's also said that Chris Walker took one of the New South Wales players out.
On the line.
In fact, that is the reason he's given the penalty. And here's a chance for the Blues now. Hodgson up in the line, dummies, goes out to Jamie Lyon. And Berrigan is there with McKenna to make the tackle. 1 metre from the line. Tahu finding Fletcher. Fletcher for Vella, and Vella, he'll have to play the ball in a 3-man tackle. Vella hanging on there to Marsh's jumper, wouldn't let him go. Played back to Badiris, then to Johns, dummies, kicks ahead, Hindmarsh after it. Hodges has got the ball, they're going to score! Oh, Justin Hodges has made an awful mistake. The Blues are in, right behind the crossbar. And the try scorer is Braith Anasta. Oh, this is amazing stuff.
Well, it's happened before in Origin football. Keep your head up, son. It's the start of a long career, hopefully. We all make mistakes, but this is a big one. The kick from Andrew Johns, well cleaned up. The defence from Queensland has been marvellous on their own line, forcing the New South Wales side to kick. And they covered up nicely, Hodges, but in his attempt to find Darren Lockyer, he just throws it straight across, and Braith Anasta couldn't believe his luck.
Yeah, shades of Phil Sigsworth and Phil Duke back in 1982, my good mate Siggy. And, well, it's a pass didn't have to be thrown. That's what the state of Origin football can do to you, though. The pressure just mounts up, and he thought he had to get rid of that to get out of the in goal. He didn't have to. And Braith Anasta won't get an easy try.
There's the conversion. New South Wales with a converted try, leading by 2. I would imagine a depressed Queensland side. They've gone for the big kickoff. He might have had his feet on the line. Well, one sensation follows another. This time for Jason Moody, the kickoff. He has taken it over the dead ball line, they have ruled, leaving the in-goal area, landing on the dead ball line. And Harrigan has ruled a line dropout. Had Moody have been standing on that line, it would have been a penalty to New South Wales.
It was a strong kick-off, forced him back a metre. Great kick.
So Queensland immediately coming back with a good chance after giving away a converted try. A horror moment for Justin Hodges. Lockyer on the 30-metre line. Marsh just goes for a little scamper. Price. Fantastic half of football. Maybe not pleasing the coaches, but at the same time it's had everything. Norton is on in 13. Walker is tackled on the eastern side of the ground. Langer. Now, this is the area that Phil Gould is absolutely frightened of. Langer on attack inside your 20.
That was very close to a voluntary tackle there from Andrew Johns. Caught the football and basically just dived straight for the ground.
Bailey. Dived on by Vella. Queensland were circling like buzzards looking for it. And that man was there again, McKenna. Vella. Up the middle goes Vella. That's a good clearing run, but it is tackle 5. Buderus to Johns to clear. Keeps it on the carpet to Keary. Away from his own 40-metre line.
Ronnie Palmer, the New South Wales trainer, is out on the field and he's signalling to the bench that somebody's in all sorts of trouble and I don't think can go on. I'm not quite sure who he's talking about, but I'll keep an eye on that.
Queensland then, 5 metres into Blues territory, with Langer combining with Travis Norton. Another of the dogs is out there. Travis, 3 of his teammates from the Canterbury club in Sydney, a club that's going so good in the Telstra Premiership. Played by G. Given off for Berrigan. Berrigan for Lockyer. Left-footed kick. Work for Hudson. And tackled by McKenna, who was onside. Hodgson slowly up. Now Jamie Lyon. And the fullback is not 100%. Ricketson reaching his own 20-metre line. Andrew Voss sideline.
Yeah, well, I'm just told it is Brett Hodgson who's coming off the field, but Jason Moody is the player that will go to fullback. Jamie Lyon is going to switch to left centre, and Steve Menzies will play right centre as we have another error now from New South Wales.
Yes, and luckily for them, Danny Buderus stayed alive. There's Hodgson. I'm not sure, it might be a rib injury. He was just clutching there at the bottom of his rib cage.
Another great opportunity for Queensland. Some strong defence there on Jason Moody. Only 30 metres out, right in front of the sticks. Scrum feed. Moody back at fullback.
So here's a good chance for the Maroons. Not long to half-time, about 8 minutes. They're behind by 2 on the scoreboard. Price. From Marsh now. Towards the centre of the ground with Andrew G. Tallis is down. Marsh across him, calling Norton back on the inside. Looking for a forward in defence to go to sleep. Lang up. Was there obstruction? Harrigan was standing on top of it. That's tackle 5. Marsh again. Lockyer puts the grubber kick in. They're in again. Takiri gets his second try. Lockyer and Langer, they peppered New South Wales, and then Lottie Takiri drops in for his second try.
Yeah, 2 short kicks by the Queenslanders, 1 by Langer, 1 by Lockyer, and 2 tries for the Maroons. This one, they're on the run, they're on the charges, plenty of support, a ricochet off a Blues player. Takiri did well there because he had to step backwards to get back on side, and once again, it's that combination out wide. It's McKenna to Takiri and Queensland, their second try. Played out there by Brian Fletcher. Play on. Steve Menzies had gone inside to try and cut off something, and they hit the lead.
And that is the culmination of a lot of pressure maintained by the Queensland outfit, again forcing errors at New South Wales end. Jason Moody popped up the football, and within that next set of 6, a little bit of luck, but in this game you've got to create your own and take advantage of it, and that's what they did.
Yeah, 2 mistakes by the Blues in their own half. It cost them 2 tries.
This atmosphere at ANZ Stadium befitting the spectacle we're watching. Sure, it's had its mistakes. Keep in mind there has been some rain and some showers. That surface is fairly greasy, but it is swinging from one side to the other, this pendulum.
And Andrew Voss, our sideline eye, mentioned at the beginning of the game how the importance of the grubber kick may take on greater proportions. Well, he's been 100% spot on.
Takiri's first shot to convert his first try was a horror.
And Takiri's got all 3 tries for the Queenslanders in this series. 1 in the first game, 2 in the second. Kenny had the extras.
Here he is. Again, he's put too much Too much hook on it. Too much draw. It is 8-6 Queensland, Andrew.
And for Lottie Dakiri, it has really rained tries. You know, he didn't get a try until round 7 in the Telstra Premiership this year, and since then he has been on fire. Has scored all 3 tries now for Queensland so far in the series. This was the reaction of the Queensland bench to the try. It's all business tonight. I can give you an update on Brett Hodgson, confirming it is a rib injury, and a message from Laurie Daly out to the Blues players for this set of 6. They cannot let Queensland get a roll on right now.
5 minutes to the break. Webke, strong run off his own line, a run of 15 metres, and now another of Paul Vorton's big boppers. Andrew G takes it outside the 20-metre line. Darren Smith and Stephen Price combining. Why wouldn't they? They know each other like brothers. Played by Price. Interchange. Let's see. 4 each at this stage. Coming up to the break. Takiri goes in to clean up a ball that was propelled forward. I didn't get a chance. I'm just going to watch this. Yeah. It'll be loose head and feed the Blues. Just back on that Hodges thing. Let me put it to you that had New South Wales not have scored a try, it could well have been a penalty to the Blues for deliberately throwing the ball forward in your own in goal. You can't be offside, but you can be penalised for throwing the ball forward deliberately, and he could have been pegged for that. It doesn't matter now because the Blues picked up the try. It is 8-6 Queensland, who've struck back since.
And there you can see Steve Simpson has been pushed up into the front row, and just a minor disagreement between he and Andrew G. Chris McKenna also into the scrum.
So the niggle that we thought might have been in the first scrum.
Split him. Andrew, nice and easy you go in, don't wrestle it.
Coincides with Andrew G's entry into the game, although he's been out there for a good few minutes now. 2-point ball game. Queensland leading with under 4 minutes to go. And that is Brian Fletcher, who played the ball, and now they've come to the right of the ground, and New South Wales on the attack just outside the 30. Langer's tackle brought a groan from the crowd. It brought a groan from Luke Ricketson too. Now it's over for Michael Vella. Back in the centre. Queensland's defence much, much better. The new faces, of course, they collectively equal mobility. Here's Simpson. A determined run from Stephen Simpson, ending just outside the 20-metre line. Badeiras across and turning it back inside for Hindmarsh to lose it backwards. Johns is with it, and he gives it on for Anasta. It's over there on the left wing. It's Jamie Lyons now, and he will play it on the 20-metre line. Moody playing at fullback. Hodgson is out of the game at the moment as Johns kicks it high and wide. They have got the ball. That might have been knocked down by Queensland. Harrigan wants to look at it.
All right, it's gone over the line, so we'll have a look at it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? No doubt that New South Wales came down with the football and it went forward, but was it knocked on or was it knocked out by a Queensland defender? Steve Menzies did well. He just hung back looking for the crumbs. Tahu has got it. Goes to offload. I think his arm's been knocked. That should be a knock on.
I fancied that he was trying to pass rather than the ball being deflected out by Queensland. They make contact, but Tamana's trying to do something with it. I think it'd be pretty hard for Harrigan to rule a try on this one.
How do you see that one, Sneaky?
No, I agree. I don't think it'll be a try, but it is a close thing because there's no doubt that it is Chris McKenna who propels the football that far.
But his hand was the one that hit Tahu's hand, and that's what propelled it forward. Steve Menzies out in the centres, by the way. That won't worry Beaver. He's played a lot of football in the centres, started off there as a junior, and he defends out wide with the Northern Eagles club, so that won't be a worry to him.
So here comes the result. No try scrum. They're getting their money's worth, the Queenslanders, tonight. 3 times. The New South Wales people have been there facing judgment, and 3 times they've been denied. Interesting one. I just wonder how close the video referee did come to putting up the green light. He certainly came in contact with something in there, Chris McKenna. fancied Tahu was trying to do something himself. Here they are, running the ball off their own line. The full extent of their back line was used. Webke thumped into the ground by Hindmarsh. Stephen Price just outside the 30-metre line. Long pass finding Tallis, working off that line again. 10 metres for Gordon this time. Berrigan is dummy half. Through to Langer. And Alfie's kick might be, no, it's pinpoint perfect. Wonderful kick by the little fella.
Well, not exactly where he meant it to go, but they will take it at this stage of the game with just over a minute to go in the first half. 2-point lead off the outside of the boot. But there's no doubt that just about every aspect of their game has been far superior to what we saw in the opening game. Their go forward has been better at centre platform, kicking game markedly better. And also the support play. The only problem for both teams, and it probably comes down to the conditions and the pressure, is the fact there has been a lot of drop ball.
Close to the break, inside the last minute. New South Wales run of outs in Queensland continues. They've only won one of the last 5 matches contested on Queensland soil. They haven't lost this one yet, though. 40 minutes to go and trailing by 2. 3 times, 3 tries they've had denied. Lottie Takiri picking up a double for Queensland. And there's the ball going to ground, picked up by Menzies. 5th tackle. Braithen Astor for Andrew Johns. He kicks back into the in goal. Incredibly weighted for a kick like that. Wonderful control over it. Amounting to nothing. Siren in the background. And at half-time, Queensland are leading New South Wales in Origin 2 by 8 points to 6. 2 tries have been scored by Lottie Takiri. And it has been a sensational 40 minutes of football. He's been magnificent, Darren Smith. Chris McKenna, just outstanding. As we take a break, we'll be back to ANZ Stadium with more of the Origin after this. As we welcome you back now, live from ANZ Stadium here in Brisbane. Queensland 8, New South Wales 6. 2 tries to 1, the Blues. Just listening probably to the last few words that I'm just looking over to the right. Probably Phil Gould is saying something, although maybe Joey Johns is in charge of proceedings now. Phil has probably made his way back to the coach's seat. Not so with Wayne Bennett. He's still there mingling with his players. Final instructions. The Blues on their way back. What an intriguing first half of football it was. 3 times New South Wales asked the question. 3 times they were denied a try. The Blues making their way back. 40 minutes away from maybe shutting the series down for this year. 40 minutes away. Queensland might be rejoicing the thought that they will go to Homebush for the decider in 3 weeks from now. Interesting to note, under Wayne Bennett, since 1986, Queensland sides playing under him have never lost successive matches in Origin football. Darryl Bampton, the manager of the New South Wales side. There's a shot looking back down. Here's some match stats for you.
Yes, from the first 40 minutes, the line breaks, not many of them, but Queensland 2-1 there. Kicks in play, and pretty effective both teams in that department. Nothing in the total tackles count. The missed tackles also very even. A few more errors for New South Wales, and they have paid the penalty down at their own end, and very little in possession. So, as is illustrated by the scoreline, not much between the 2 sides when we have a look at their stats.
And some of the work rates there, Peter. PJ Marsh, 21 tackles. Darren Smith, 18 tackles. And for the Blues, Danny Baderis, the opposing hooker, with 20 tackles, working very hard. And Luke Bailey in the prop forward role, 17 tackles and 8 hit-ups. Well done.
Scott Hill is back in Origin football as of now. Andrew Johns waiting to get on with it. The sound of Harrigan's whistle. And we are underway again. Second half of the Harvey Norman State of Origin Series, Game 2 from Brisbane. Andrew Gee it is with the ball. Playing it back and away it goes for Webke. The other front row forward, taking it out to the 20-metre line. His performance tonight has been out of top draw from Webke. I don't know that Tallis has had the effect on the game that many have grown accustomed, myself included.
The bloke who just played the football has had a stormer since coming in. Stephen Price, added enthusiasm, great go forward.
Played down there by Travis Norton, and Andrew Gee takes his second on this set of 6. Just beyond the 40-metre line, play on our side, the western side.
And also Scott Hill gets his first run of the night, and Braithen Astor has a rest.
Moody now on the return. He's playing at fullback, repeating that Brett Hodgson left the field injured. Andrew will know more about him when we go to him. Jamie Lyon, when they left us on the other side of the break, had moved out to the wing. This is Hindmarsh who will play the ball inside the 30-metre line, his own end of the park. Simpson had to catch and pass before he was hammered by Price. Hill has got the ball away over there to Menzies, who's playing out in the 3/4. And Stephen Menzies on the 40-metre line, his own end. Here's Jamie Lyon. 5 metres from halfway. Early seconds of the second half, and Johns keeps it on the ground. A ground that is slippery. Justin Hodges just beyond his own 20-metre line. As Andrew returns from the sheds with just, oh, that's a good tackle by Danny Badiris on Darren Lockyer. And then a run from dummy half from Berrigan. And he's met there by Brian Fletcher and Scott Hill as they come across their own 40-metre line. McKenna, a starring role in the first half, later try on, made a couple of try-saving tackles. Lockyer, flick pass for Norton. Norton tries to get a ball round the corner, knocked back by New South Wales, and play on for Ricketson, who's tackled on the 30-metre line. Here's Moody now. Andrew, back from the sheds.
First of all, Ray, on Brett Hodgson, they were debating at half-time whether actually to send him to hospital. He definitely won't be back with that rib injury. They fear there may even be a break to a rib there, so that's terrible news for one of the stars of Origin 1. Interesting news out of the Blues camp at half-time was Phil Gould spoke to Tamana Tahu and Jamie Lyon. Jamie Lyon says, I would rather be comfortable playing on the right wing, so they swapped wings. Tahu to left wing, Lyon to right wing. Big kicking game from the Blues in the second half. Same advice for Queensland from Wayne Bennett. He wanted improvement from their kicking game. Let's play it down their end. Ray, I'm just joined by a couple of combatants, if you like, tonight. They're teammates for the Australian cricket team as New South Wales drive the kick over the sideline. Matthew Hayden and Glenn McGrath, who will be teammates again, of course, later this month with a Super Challenge Australia versus Pakistan, but a Queenslander tonight. Matthew Hayden, you enjoying this one?
Mate, Vossi, it's tremendous. McGrath and I are definitely enemies tonight, though. I can tell you what, there's nothing good about him tonight here.
How have you seen some of those close decisions in the first half, Glenn? There were a few video ref decisions that went against the Blues.
Yeah, 3 close decisions, but I think they went the right way, and the try we scored was a little bit lucky as well, so hopefully a few more in the second innings.
Ridiculous to ask for a tip for the rest of the match, but both of you guys really into your rugby league, Matthew?
I love the game. It's just tremendous to be out there. It's an awesome atmosphere here. We're up here, of course, for the Towers Super Challenge Series, but tonight, Queensland are going to win for sure.
And Glenn, at 6'9", I can't imagine you play too much league, but there is a spot for you somewhere.
I don't know about that, but hopefully the Blues will get up tonight.
Back to you, Rabbits.
Thank you, Andrew. Matthew. And then here's Price for Queensland now. Crowd figure coming through just under 48,000. I'll get it exactly for you shortly. As it goes away from Berrigan, who's an acting half these days in the match. McKenna playing 2 in from the left. As Andrew Gee grits the teeth and charges to the 40-metre line. And that is 5 tackles for Queensland now for Lockyer. That stabbing kick. Coming back with Moody. And Jason is tackled just beyond the 30-metre line.
And I know Steve Menzies has played a fair bit of centre before and has got the speed to cope with that, but I don't think the reshuffle really helps the New South Wales chances. Jamie Lyon out on the wing just takes away some of his potency. There's a mistake from Hindmarsh, ball popping out.
Langer. Lockyer coming up at full speed. Great reaction from Queensland. Now Berrigan. Tallis! Tallis! He'll score! Gordon Tallis! Erasing the memories of a controversial build-up. Scores a try that may have saved the series.
And that is Queensland at their best, striking after a mistake. Nathan Hindmarsh, just a good loach tackle there, forcing the ball out. Came from Travis Norton. And then Queensland, straight on the front foot. Just got numbers to the left-hand side, and Gordon Tallis, hole running. 3-on-2. The two outside New South Wales defenders stayed with their man, and the gap opened up. He's got great speed, great mobility, and great passion.
Yeah, some order in defence out here. It wasn't very well read. Fletcher came in, he left a gaping hole there for Gordon Tallis to run through. No fullback at home because they just turned the ball over. 3 mistakes they've made and been penalised 3 times by Queensland. Great run there by Tallis. Great sight, isn't it? The rampaging bull with a 40-metre dash to the line.
And as we have a look at it from front on, you'll see what Paulie's talking about. Brian Fletcher, the number 15, he comes in. He had to stay with Tallis. No reason to come in. The inside man was covered, Sean Berrigan. And it scored it fairly close to the post as the Queensland bench react accordingly. Roddy Takiri can now extend this from 6 points to 8 as the rain tumbles down.
Third Origin try for their captain Gordon Tallis at Origin level. 2 other Queensland captains out there with this wonderful footballer. Lang has been in charge, Lockie has been in charge. Here is Takiri. This time he's got it. We will take a break. Queensland extending their lead. Now, we have got a football game and a half on our hands. Rain has come almost on cue for Queensland. Picking up 8 points will be difficult in dry conditions. Maybe even impossible in conditions that are going to prevail now. First set inside the 20-metre line. Queensland by 8 points. Takiri finally found his kicking boot. 3 tries now to 1 in favour of the home side. Lockyer drives it through the rain, drives it down to Moody. Darren Smith on the chase was brilliant.
And some of the big boppers come to the sideline in the form of Bailey and O'Mealy. And Fatty, in this situation, a tight game in these conditions. What about the experience factor?
Yeah, well, I think they're just going to wear New South Wales down now. They're just going to keep it simple. They've got great experience. Alan Langer, Darren Lockyer out there, Darren Smith. He's just playing an unbelievable game, Darren Smith, in both attack and defence. And they know how to win now. And the inexperience of New South Wales, they played terrific in that first game, but at this stage I think they're lost. They don't know what to do.
Johns again keeping it low, and Lockyer, he's lost the ball. He took a heavy knock. Ricketson floats it across. The Blues have got a chance. 7 metres out from the line. Played back to Badeiras. Now Scott Hill. Back again for Badeiras. Still a chance. And Badeiras made to play the ball. A metre from the line. Penalty.
Penalty for the push.
A penalty against the marker for pushing the man playing the ball. Andrew has indicated we will take the 2. They won't get any simpler than this.
Oh no, take them while they're there. Still half an hour of the match remaining. Mistake. Strong defence by Hindmarsh. Forced the ball loose. Now I'll tell you what, if anyone else bar Luke Ricketson, just say a Tahu or a Lion picks this up, it's try time. Ricketson's quick, but Hodges came from behind and got him. Kick successful.
Penalty is successful. It is 14-8. A converted try margin in Origin 2. Sideline.
And Ray, too close to call who's going to win this one right at the moment. But I'll tell you one thing, the Sydney fans for Game 3 are going to have to come out in force to match the atmosphere that the Queensland fans have created for this match tonight. On the back of that Gordon Tallis try, I mean, whatever roof there is on the two stands on this ground, they were lifted. It was an incredible moment for the Queensland players and really energised them straight after half-time.
So, Harrigan calling timeout. 47,989 is the official count. I think their capacity here now is 50,000. So Darren Lockyer opens this next segment of the game. It'll go out on the full. And that is what the Blues were hoping for down the other end of the park when Moody took the ball over the dead ball.
They might be just tempted to tap this ball, New South Wales, and take the risk of finding touch. Difficult conditions now. The rain, as you can see, has picked up. Johns will look to the far side, and he does well. He picks up about 20 metres.
14-8. Queensland. But 3 tries to 1. And you've got to remember the try that New South Wales scored was just presented to them on a platter. This is O'Mealy now. In fairness, though, they appealed for 3 and they were denied 3 tries, weren't they? Here's Bailey. So he is back on duty, Luke Bailey. Badeiros for Johns. Drifting across. Picking up Rathan Astor. Now Johns is indicating the high ball, no, the long pass to Scott Hill. Out the back for Bailey. Shrugs off 1, taken over the top by a second. That of Stephen Price. Back to Danny Badeiros. And now Johns cuts out O'Mealy. His pass found Simpson, and Simpson had his legs cut from him by that man again, McKenna. Now Johns kicks. Back into the middle. Queensland make a mistake. The Blues are over. Stephen Menzies has claimed a try.
Yeah, well, there's a doubt about a knock-on here from Steve Menzies. There's definitely a knock-on here from Queensland, but I'm just wondering whether Menzies has been able to scoop this up and slide across without knocking on himself.
You know him better than most, Paul. What's that face from the Beaver saying?
I don't think he's that confident somehow. I've seen him more confident standing over a 6-foot putt than this.
Well, here he is. And he's knocked on.
Yep.
He's lost it.
But it will be a New South Wales feed because Darren Smith appeared to knock on first.
How close have they been? How many times have they been there?
Well, the last time they had, as we wait for the decision, they try scrum. And the last time they had back-to-back sets of 6, they did score a try.
Marsh and Carlo are about to come into the game. Again. It's an urgent situation in the game right now for Queensland. Johns to the right. They go to Scott Hill. And they put it down on tackle 1. Berrigan, magnificent. Wonderful run by young Berrigan. To the 30-metre line. Takiri is there. Taking a forward run. Taking a dummy half scoot, if you like. Now the big man, Webke. He nearly lost it. They're going to have to put a much higher level of importance on possession now. Here is McKenna looking for Takiri to come inside. 8 for New South Wales, 6 for Queensland is the interchange count. Carlo turned back on the inside by Langer. Again, hoping one of those forwards might be getting tired and drops off as he slides across in defence. 5 gone, it's with Langer. Operating 25 metres out, the ball bouncing. And Moody can't get it back. It'll be a line dropout. Queensland 14-8. and about to get the ball back.
Again, Alan Langer coming up with exactly the right play at the right time. Not easy to get the ball into the in-goal area. Jamie Lyon had a play and it looked like he knocked on. And then Jason Moody took it upon himself to try and get back in the field of play. The last tackle option, another beauty, keeping the pressure on.
Well, the wet weather's starting to play some havoc now with handling, and Alan Langer will make sure every kick bounces to New South Wales. Get it on the deck.
Langer, just a few days off 36. Playing Origin match 33, the most capped Origin player in history. Year 23 of Origin. Price playing it. Back for PJ Marsh to give to Berrigan, who's out of dummy half now. Back to the 5/8 role. A little bit more space for him. Watch for Marsh, though. Here is Marsh, cutting them up. Oh, Lockyer had a golden opportunity.
Well, PJ Marsh just starting to hit his straps as far as running with the football is concerned. There was a huge gap there. New South Wales forwards getting tired in the rain, looking for inside support. It came in the form of Lockyer. Could have been taken. And a report from the sideline, the wind really starting to pick up behind this Queensland team. It's really in their favour now. Strong
Scott
defence.
Hill picked up and driven by Tallis and McKenna. Simpson. For Medeiros to use Bailey on his left. 20-metre line now. Down the Blues end of the ground. Here is O'Mealy back into the battle. And again, as was the case in Sydney, with Queensland, the Blues losing ground in possession. Translated, Queensland are making ground without the football. Simpson. Johns. The kick is for Moody. Left foot kick from Jason. Straight down to Darren Lockyer. Back to the halfway and linking up with Takiri. 2 tries tonight. 5 metres into the Blues half. Marsh using Stephen Price to take it ahead for 1. 14-8. 6-point ball game in favour of the Queenslanders with Webke. Third tackle's down. We're on play number 4. Langer for Carlo! Carlo! He will score! Try number 4! Now they are dancing in the aisles. 18-8, the home side. Leading in Origin 2.
Dane Carlo received some criticism coming into this game. He's had a beauty tonight, and that's a great try. Maybe the match winner, but Alan Langer at his best here. He gets the ball, he probes, and as we freeze it there, you can see he's opened up the hole just with the little short ball. He's come right to the line, and as play continues, it's the little pop pass, unable to react on the inside, skipping through the tackle of Moody. Dane Carlo at his best.
Yeah, and Alan Langer at his best. This is vintage Langer. Look at him. He's going to suck in Andrew Johns here. Beautiful stuff. And by the time Carlo had got the ball, Johns had been committed to Langer. And you've got Gordon Tallis on one side of the field running 40 metres and Dane Carlo, the other second rower, on the right-hand side. Beautiful stuff. Doing it well now, the Maroons.
Again, there was enough New South Wales defence there. It was just poor reading, mainly due to the guile of the Queensland players, most notably Alan Langer. Loves going to the line, the football out in 2 hands. The defence not sure whether he's going to kick, whether he's going to pass, whether he's going to go himself.
Not bad for a pretty boy.
I was just going to say, Greg Dowling, I don't know whether you've had anything to do with this, mate, but Carlo and Price have found a leg.
He's fired them up. Carlo, pretty boy. Price, soft.
Yeah.
Where was Tallis? What happened to Webke? You've done well, GD.
Takiri, 9 in, 20 out. I think he might have it. He has. Put down another 2. 20 points to 8. The Maroons leading. Well, this is just superb. Full house at ANZ Stadium. For you people overseas, this was where the track and field was held in '82 for the Commonwealth Games. In fact, more recently, it was the home base of the Goodwill Games. Back live on the Nine Network, bringing you Origin 2 tonight. And of course, World Cup soccer right through for the next fortnight. 25 metres out from their own line. Queensland by 20 to 8. 4 tries to 1. Cowell. That time he ran into a brick wall. Buderus has gone down. Scott Hill. Great reaction. Wraithenester trying to pull back. 30-metre line. John Menzies. Wraithenester again. Off his right foot. Beating Stephen Price. Beating his teammate from club football. 20 minutes to go. 12 points the margin. Johns. Scott Hill. Steve Simpson. Engaged now with Sean Berrigan over there. McKenna goes across to Hill. They come away from the eastern side. They find Bailey running the play. 25 metres in from that sideline to the 10-metre line, as you can see. The northern end is being attacked. Oh, that's magnificent hands by Johns. Ordinary pass by Hill, who is with the ball now. Then puts in a kick. And Will Hodges pass this time? I don't think... Oh! I can't believe it! He's had another go at it.
Well, has Luke Ricketson got his left hand down, exerting pressure? You can't believe it, because it's unbelievable.
Dumbfounded, stupefied. It's incredible.
I'm still not sure that Ricketson has got downward pressure here.
Don't know that he's grounded it either. But Justin had done well.
Can you believe it?
Look at these hands. Are they the best in the business or what?
Good work from Scott Hill too, coming back the other side, getting the kick through. Hodges, well, you've just got to take the tackle. Look at the blue jerseys there. But he does. He shapes the pass. Ricketson comes in. No, I think he's missed.
Well,
in fact, it's Tahu.
Looking at that shot, he's just missed.
What does he need? Just a fingertip, forcing the ball down. Tahu flies for the ball after Hodges, once again under pressure, thinks he's got to get out. We've got to get out of this danger zone. We've got to pass it. Fingertip. Does he get one there?
No way.
No.
There's no downward pressure. I think it'll be another case of New South Wales being told no. I can't believe this young man. I suppose if you fall off a bike, the best thing to do is to get back on and start riding it.
No, mate, no, he changed bikes.
Do you?
Yeah, changed bikes.
Here's the replay, Peter. This is the decisive one.
Yeah, no, I think it's no try, and also I think it's a knock on, so it will actually go Queensland's way. Because if he has it knocked on, and if it's gone back, it's gone backwards off Lockyer. Neither of those are forced it. Has Ricketson come in and scored the try? I don't think so. They are all things that will be looked at. So if this goes backwards, and it is no try, I think you'll find that Darren Lockyer doesn't clean up. It'll go straight through the hands of Lockyer.
Well, I think there's no doubt that he's ruled that Tahu hasn't scored a try, otherwise we wouldn't be going through this next exercise.
Okay, well, if he's missed it and it's gone backwards,
yes.
Let's see if Lockyer cleans it up. I don't think he does. Okay.
We're just looking at that.
It's gone forwards, hasn't it?
A hint that it's gone a tad forward.
Yeah, I think it's a knock on.
Yeah. And it should be a 20-metre tap.
So Queensland, they wait. They look at the decision. It is a try! He has awarded Blue try.
Well, yeah.
It'll be Ricketson. I don't think it'll be Tamana.
Well, that means a ruling then.
No, he didn't, and the ball come back and he got it.
So they've ruled that Tahu has knocked the ball back, so too Darren Lockyer. And Luke Ricketson has come through and got the 4-pointer.
Oh, well. State of Origin can produce something special, can't it? And there's another great moment.
What if the moment turns out to be a winning moment for the Blues? Johns converts the Ricketson try. Sideline Andrew.
Oh, Ray, talk about drama. While all that's happening, Justin Hodges made the slowest walk a young 20-year-old would ever make in front of this huge crowd. What was meant to be one of the nights of his life, now one of the darkest nights. He went straight to the Queensland bench. He was consoled by Chris Close, his head down on the dumps. And now he's been replaced by Chris Flannery on Origin debut, a bloke who started in no more than 10 or 12 first-grade matches. He's had plenty of bench games, but nothing like this before.
What a birthday present for Chris Flannery, 22 today. So Queensland leading 20 points to 14. "32 metres away from their own line. The Wizard Blues with a fight on their hands here if they want to shut the series down. Johns beating G and offloading for Moody. The appearance of this New South Wales side positionally, nothing like the one that ran on originally. They've had their problems to carry on the run.
And we've actually got Braithen Astor playing out in the centre now, and I think that is a better move. Steve Menzies in the pack.
Yeah, Scott Hill's really made a difference, I feel, to this Blues team. He's offered them some offloads, some second phase play, and a kicking game.
Still 17 minutes remaining in the game, so time is not a problem. Berrigan lost the ball. Did he get a kick on it before it hit the ground? He's been ordered a knock on.
Yeah, he's got that exactly right, Bill Harrigan. There was a knock on and he didn't kick the football before it hit the ground. A good field position from the scrum win for New South Wales. I think that both chances will have an opportunity in this game in the final 15 minutes on many occasions.
Timmins. Now for Johns. Back for Menzies. And Menzies getting the ball to the 30-metre line. Simpson, who's rotated for his coach between second and front row, playing the ball outside the 20-metre line. They go to the short side, but Andrew switches the point of the attack. Back to Hill, now for Timmins. Timmins is met on the 20-metre line and forced down. Flannery. Very strong in defence, Flannery. He had a wonderful game there the other night against Parramatta. Forcing his way into the Queensland squad as Johns puts in a kick. Bill Harrigan had to move quickly. Lockyer is tackled. 5 metres out from his line now, Gordon Tallis. Webke, oh, a big clash of bodies. Webke and Ricketson. G plays it inside the 20-metre line. Gordon Tallis. Tackled in opposition, 20-19 New South Wales, 6 Queensland. Bailey.
Well, there's no doubt, is there? When Queensland led 28, it appeared as though it might even be all over, but that try has given the Blues a sniff, and they have dead set lifted. The tackle by Ricketson just a couple of minutes ago, as good as you'll see. Putting their bodies on the line now. Vella straight up the middle. They're only 23 out.
14 and a half minutes to go. Badeiros and Johns, they combine. McKenna came up out of the line. He puts the ball back into the middle for Moody. He will play the ball back to Badeiros, and he gives it to Jamie Lyon before Andrew Johns puts the kick in. Over there is a Master, and he tackles to Keary in goal. Timeout. Lottie has thrown the football into the bleachers almost.
Yeah, the momentum has changed in this game, and you would think that the next 5 to 8 minutes would just about determine how this is going to finish. Darren Lockyer thoroughly disappointed with that effort. And it just sort of sat there for a while before Luke Bailey picked it up. Chris Walker was told to stay out of the 10 because he was offside. Bailey picked it up, grabbed another 15 to 20 metres.
So New South Wales,
Gee, that's a great
that is a kick. That has gone almost 60 metres off the boot. Bailey, he will play it 10 metres into Queensland's area. Michael Vella dancing before trying to brush away from former teammate PJ Marsh. Ball lost backwards. Force of the tackle, the third tackler in, dislodging it. No problems. Ricketson. 2 changes left for the Blues and 3 for the Maroons. They come back through Jamie Lyon, who's gone in looking for work. 25 away from the line. Badeiros works with Johns. He hits that corner again and again to Keary. Cleans it up and takes it over the dead ball line.
Yeah, no pass there from Keary. There's the great one, the great Chris Choppy close looks on. 2 State of Origin Man of the Match awards in the first 2 games and 12 Origins all up. He's been the manager of this team since 1994. But great play from the Blues. They're being patient with the football, just looking for holes up the middle. They're still peppering up the middle there. There's no holes there yet. Gordon Tallis gets a rest. It's a big game.
Darren Smith back into the action. Line drop out on the halfway line. Tahu passing for Bailey. Bailey running at PJ Marsh, who with Darren Smith make the tackle, and they use Stephen Price as well. Vella running again at Marsh.
Sorry, Ray, I thought Luke Bailey lost the football in that play, the ball.
Johns across Hill. Menzies. Now Timmins. Surely they'll make it. Timmins is over. Timmins has scored for the Blues. 20 points to 18.
How this game has changed in the last couple of minutes. Ever since the New South Wales try, does Bailey lose the football? Well, it went back, but he did lose it. I've seen those pulled up before, called play on, but then just a lovely backline move. Wonderful pass here. They go wide, freeze it there, that's the ball. What about this ball from that man? Menzies into the gap, and as play continues, that is the money ball. Menzies bursts through, and he's got Timmins on the outside. He's got support, but that close to the line, throws the dummy. Momentum taking him across. It's not a double movement.
Well, how do you know this was coming? They've been concentrating on the middle of the ruck for the last 5 or 10 minutes, and this is dead set nearly the first time they've given the ball some air out wide, and they caught them out. Queensland's defence, it's been very tight up the middle, had to be slack somewhere, and they had numbers on the outside. And Sean Timmins, when he dummied, you might have thought, well, he's done the wrong thing, but he was still too powerful, too strong. Went over in the tackle of Travis Norton, who was covering well from lock forward, and a pressure kick for Joey Johns.
And the beautiful pass thrown to Steve Menzies was Scott Hill, who, as Paul pointed out, has really made a contribution since coming into this game after half-time.
Johns in the series thus far has kicked 7 from 7. This to bring it level. What a moment! What an Origin moment! Shades of Michael O'Connor from years ago, I suppose. It's on its way, hits the upright. No goal. It brings a collective roar of approval from the partisan crowd here at ANZ. What do they say? Records are made to be broken. This was Johns looking for 8 from 8 in the series. Restart with 10.5 minutes to go. You get a full wrap of Origin 2 tomorrow night on the Footy Show with the boys. The Footy Show cameras have been here following particularly Gus Gould throughout tonight's game, and that report will be part of the Footy Show tomorrow night. With a guest appearance by yours truly thrown in just for fun.
Well, Vossi, I thought we had the best seat in the house. I reckon you have on the sideline. What about this crowd with 10 to go?
Everyone watching this, not just myself on the sideline, but the viewers at home and everyone in the crowd tonight, we are watching one of the epic halves. I don't know about the entire game, but this second half is as good as it gets. We're talking Miracle finished 94, Miracle finished 98. Both of those finishes went Queensland's way. Perhaps it's New South Wales' team tonight.
Scott Hill has had a swing and almost missed it. Picked up by Travis Norton. G. 2 points. 9.5 to go. Lockyer. Marsh taken by a player not in front of him. Danny Badiris, 9 on 9, brings a penalty. Well, they're disputing which way to tread. Lovely kick from Lockyer, finding the line, 9 out. Marsh, this is Price. Now Langer is just drifting along behind the big men. Now he's into it. Langer, he propped and didn't go behind the decoy, so there's no obstruction. Smith, Lockyer, Langer. Across for Chris Walker. Burrowing between the legs of Steve Menzies to be tackled. 10 out from the line. Langer again. Andrew G. Barreled into the ground. Right in front of the uprights. Langer again. Off it goes. Berrigan. Berrigan 3 metres out on 5. Langer puts the kick in. It's too big.
And that's rare to see as Gordon Tallis looks at the clock. He sees 8 minutes to go. Michael Vella, a try saver on Sean Berrigan, the little inside pass, which they do so well. What a finish to this game. 8 to go. Everything to play for. 2 points in it. And the faces tell the story.
Play by Fletcher. Bailey. Bailey loses the ball. G has got it for the Maroons on 0 tackle. 7.5 to go. Price playing it back for Marsh. Now for Langer. Here's Travis Norton. Did I see a little head wobble there as he came to the defence? Langer to the 20. G.
If they don't score in this set of 6, I don't think you'll see the same mistake from Alan Langer kicking it deep. I think it will.
Berrigan puts Moody under pressure. Moody is forced in goal. It will be a line dropout.
Yeah, well done by Berrigan there to a leaf out of Alan Langer's book. No need to go to the air. Here's the mistake. Strong defence over the top by Darren Smith. The Queensland forwards doing it well. Andrew G, the experience of G. The Webke has done well.
On the face of Bailey. He knows. Line dropout. Taken there by Chris Walker. So on the first tackle, they were 15 metres out. The second expires 12 metres out right in front.
Well, they tried to get the football back, but good cover.
Carlaw looks 3 seconds, running off Langer. Langer again from dummy half this time. Berrigan. Lockyer losing his footing. Did very well actually to hold the football. Lockyer plays it outside the 10-metre line. Darren Smith uses Berrigan. Berrigan is 5 metres out on 5. Play back for Darren Smith to find Darren Lockyer. Then Alan Langer came off the legs of the Blues, who didn't play at the ball. The hand goes in the air from Harrigan. The kick goes in the air from Norton, and it's marked on the full by Moody. So back to the 20 for the restart. 5.5 to go now. Ryan Fletcher. Stephen Menzies. Tamana Tahu. Langer makes the tackle. They lose the ball. 20 metres out. Tallis. One-handed pass. Kicked ahead by Braithen Astor. A race is on between him and Tuqiri.
Coming all the way back, Ray. All the way back. We've got to knock on.
Well, the crowd's just going nuts here. Everything's happening in this game. That's it, take a break, stretch the calves.
Yeah, Tom, I'm exhausted.
A few cramps happening. Someone, give me a pill, give me something.
Okay, well, which way does the food go here?
Thought it was ruled a knock on by the Blues.
Langer's going to get the football.
It's a Queensland feed. Langer works it. Very good. Lockyer. Timmins went up urgently. Hill eventually makes the tackle. That's the end of the interchanges. Price. Berrigan. Beattie. Berrigan again. Tallis. Langer. Scott Hill monsters over the top of it. Tallis looking around, finding Darren Smith. Then Darren Lockyer. That'll be interesting. That will be interesting. It's a penalty.
Yeah,
it's
obstruction.
A penalty to the Blues.
It's a sheep herder, no doubt about it. Lockyer dummied, then ran behind Walker.
Tell you what, it was also a bad decision from Sean Timmins to go in. But in the modern day, if you throw the dummy and go around behind the decoy runner, you will get pinged on most occasions.
3 minutes to go. Steve Simpson.
And who's going to be for the Blues? Who can get them home? Is it John? Is it Stephen Menzies out wide? Is it Scott Hill?
Paul, I think if they can get in the 10-metre area, it's Scott Hill. That's his forte.
Hindmarsh. Hill. Johns. Cuts out Ricketson. Goes to Fletcher. The bench. They're doing it tougher there than they would be out on the field. Here's Badeiros. Now Menzies. Now Ricketson. Back on the inside for Timmins. Intercepted by Travis Norton. Well, that might be the biggest intercept Travis has ever taken. Stephen Price. Tremendous game. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes left for Queensland to keep the series alive. And translated, of course, the Blues with 2 minutes to shut it down.
And whatever happens in that 2 minutes, take a bow, both teams have been heroic, these sides tonight. They are battling it out every minute, every inch, putting everything on the line. Nothing in the tank.
Lockyer. Moody. Losing the ball. 10 metres out from his own line. That must nearly, surely, that must be the game. They will get the loose head and the feed. The clock says there's 1 minute and 10 to go. Langer finding time now to pull the socks up and just adjust the regalia. Why wouldn't you?
Get it in.
The elder statesman of Origin football works the scrum. Now Berrigan. He has threatened to break through several times. Tuqiri looking for try 3. He has got it. He has scored his 3rd try. What a memorable night for Lote Tuqiri. and a great night for Queensland.
Yeah, what a memorable night for every Queensland fan who's come out here tonight. Almost 50,000, the majority of them in the maroon jersey, and plenty of people at home delighting in this performance. Too many mistakes in the last 10 minutes from New South Wales in this area. And after Sean Berrigan got a good quick play of the ball, Lottie Takiri put the head down, drove hard, and gets across for his third.
Yeah, another mistake by the Blues, another try to the Maroons. Been a great effort to come back after that first game shellacking at the hands of the Blues. Gordon Tallis has led well. It's been a great team effort.
That is 1,000 points in Origin football for Queensland. Takiri converts his own try. 3 tries scored by Lottie Takiri as Queensland level the series. 26 points to 18. Never under Bennett's coaching have they lost successive matches in State of Origin, and they've kept that record intact tonight. Gordon is relieved, to say the least, in front of a crowd just short of 48,000. They have thrilled them. I dare say nobody has left the stadium. A match played in greasy conditions, sometimes heavy rain, and the Queenslanders have bounced back into the Harvey Norman series at 1-1.